So when you're looking at rankings for a school, most of it varies depending on which category you're looking at, but generally it looks at what are the faculty producing in that program. Are the faculty producing research that is, you know, I don't want to say groundbreaking, but, you know, well-respected, you know, research, and the amount of faculty who are producing that, you know, high-level scholarly content, are they, you know, well-known in the field? Do they have long-term expertise? Those kinds of things. And when I started the program, that's kind of what Penn State was. We had a lot of faculty who are really high level in their research field. But I will say that faculty research rankings don't always translate to the student experience in terms of just your general guidance. So they may be able to get you, you know, connected and get you, you know, started, so to speak, in the research aspect of your work. But if you're looking for just the general, like, non-student, non-research aspect of being a grad student, that may be harder to find because the faculty are so focused on maintaining their standards of research and things like that. And it makes sense, because if you're being funded by faculty, you know, they're gonna have an expectation that you continue the faculty work, because they're taking their budget, their money to train you. Why wouldn't you keep this work? You know what I mean? Like, you're authoring, ideally, authoring publications and all kinds of stuff with them. Like, that's a lot that they're investing in you. And then to not turn around and be a faculty member, like, I think that's what they're thinking. But it's on graduate education in general to more widely prepare people and be okay and accept that science happens outside of a university. Science happens outside of a research lab. And we have to be ready and willing and able to most fully prepare people to move outside of academia, because academia is not for everybody. If you like it, if you want it, go for it. If not, do not feel any type of way about that. And so, yeah, we have to more readily prepare people. And that's just something with graduate school across the board. There may not be as much pressure on the master's level, but definitely on the PhD level, there's a lot of pressure to pursue faculty work. Yeah. In fact, I knew I didn't want to be a teacher when I was in the 5th grade. And so that has not changed in, you know, 20 years. And I've taught too. I've taught several classes, both at both of my graduate institutions, and it's fine, but I could never do it for a career. And so for me, I had to focus on being an administrator. And
Wow. So, 2 things that stood out to me is, one, like you said, you knew from a very young age that you didn't want to be a teacher. I was actually reading through one of my old journals, because I'm a hoarder when it comes to, like, my writings.
Yes.
And I have one of those, like, you know, the little books where, you know, you circle what I want to be when I grow up. And they had a whole list of things.
Yes.
Like, one was like a mother, a teacher, a doctor, just an athlete, a whole bunch of things. And, like, I actually drew a line through teacher. Like, that's how much I did not want to be a teacher.
Yes. It's so real. Like, for one, I think I was just aware of classroom management, of, like, you know, just managing an environment where students can learn and where you can pay attention to everybody, and, you know, also pay attention if things are getting out of hand and reining it back in. But then, like, what if you mess up? What if you teach the kids wrong? Because I had this instance where we had this math teacher. I mean, she taught all of our subjects, whatever, but she was teaching math one day, and we were doing something with, like, fractions or something. I don't remember. And she made a mistake, and a couple of us caught it, and we were like, "Hey, Miss So-and-so, it's not supposed to go that way. That number is supposed to go over there." And she, like, doubled down that she was right. She, like, doubled down, and she's like, "No, this is the right way." Like, you know, you guys need to do it this way that I'm showing you, da, 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 da. And
Wow.
a couple of us were just like, that's not it. Like, we knew, but I'm sure it doesn't feel good as a whole grown woman to have some 10-year-olds telling you that your math is wrong. Like, I'm sure that doesn't feel good. I'm sure that's literally humiliating. Especially when you're trying to maintain your authority as a teacher.
Yeah.
And then she did come back the next day and apologize and correct it, and we fixed it. But it's like, that could really mess some kids up. Like, math is hard for some people. Like, thankfully for me, I took fairly easily to math, but for some people, math is hard. And to make an error in instruction and further confuse people, I was like, I do not need that on me. I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, no, that is definitely true. It probably is hard. Like, I haven't thought about that, just because for me, like, I will readily admit that I made a mistake. Like, if I mess up, look, I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me.
Yes.